Hey, welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today, our guest is Albert No. He is the COO of Brooks Law Firm in Medford, Massachusetts. Welcome to the podcast, Albert.
Thanks, Mary. Happy to be here.
Great. I'm happy you're here. So, why don't we start off with you telling me a little bit about yourself and what you guys do there at Brooks Law Firm?
So Brooks Law Firm does personal injury, workers' compensation, and immigration law. We primarily serve the Hispanic and Brazilian communities. That's who we market to the most, but we help people from all walks of life with their legal issues with those three practice areas. A little bit about myself. I graduated BC Law, and straight out of law school, I started at Brooks Law Firm just as a baby associate, not really knowing much, and doing personal injury and workers' comp. After about 6 months or so, I became COO, and then now I'm partner and COO, and just in charge of the processes and just managing the practice areas.
Wow. So, what are the biggest trends you're seeing right now in the industry?
Cost per case acquisition, which is shorthand as CPCA, just acquiring new cases is a lot higher in terms of marketing, going out to events, and just reaching people online with marketing digitally. All those expenses are increasing at a unfortunately exponential rate. So it's costing a lot of more money for us to get more clients. Um, that's one major trend that we've been seeing. Uh, Another trend is with personal injury and workers' comp specifically. The insurance companies are starting to pull back on their authority, so to speak, which means that they're authorized to settle certain cases for certain amounts, and these amounts are not aligning with inflation and not aligning with increases of cost of living or CPI indexes. So while everybody's cost of living and inflation and everything is costing more, the insurance settlements are more or less staying the same. So our practice has to come up with very creative ways in order to increase settlement values for workers' comp and personal injury. That's another trend I've been seeing. And then, yeah, immigration. I Things change all the time, and every time something changes, we have to adapt on the fly. So I guess the trend is that things are changing very quickly in immigration.
Things are changing quickly all around. Yeah. So, who are your customers, specifically?
Yeah, we do serve a very wide range of customers, but majority of them are going to be blue collar Brazilian or Hispanic backgrounds, working class, typically in the Boston areas as well. Um, but again, we serve all walks of life. Some of our immigration cases are what are known as EB-1 cases, which are highly specialized labor force cases. So we had a person who worked for NASA, but most of our cases are going to be like people working at a restaurant or doing construction work where they get injured, or somebody looking to enter through an immigration process after they've come to this country. So all walks of life, but majority that.
Wow. So, tell me, are you guys using AI at all to do anything in the practice?
Yep. So what I'm allowed to talk about is that we use AI very heavily in terms of our day to day. So polishing responses, talking to people, sending emails, etc. That's there. I actually built a closed loop AI inside of our system, so that protects client information. It's not going out there to go train everybody else's AI. And it's safe for my staff to use inside of the firm and only uses firm information to compile data and come out with outputs. So an example, like use case for that is the demand letters in personal injury. That's usually like a culmination of all the evidence that you send out to the insurance company, and that involves handling a large amount of data. So the AI is able to take information such as people's medical records and treatment and their own like victim impact statements and photos and compile it together for the attorneys so that they can argue the strong points against the insurance company. Um, in the immigration side, we are testing the waters beyond just the day to day use of AI. We are testing the waters on having it look at the strength of certain packets that we send out. So, for example, for marriage petitions, you have to show photos of a bona fide marriage. you and your spouse having dinner together, making it seem like a real marriage. AI is not very good at creative thinking or judging photos like that, but it's very good at being able to point out, hey, you didn't include these photos. Hey, you didn't include these bank statements. It's good at pointing out data or lack thereof. So we're testing that out in immigration as well, just to streamline the processes and get them more approved than not, um, as it pertains to immigration.
The AI that's available now is just amazing, and again, it's changing quickly. Um, so what have been the biggest challenges in growing the business over the past, say, 12 months? You mentioned marketing expenses.
Yeah, just marketing. All business expenses really are just increasing, which I think that's just a natural result of the economy. But in terms of my own day to day work and just the challenges that I deal with, it's the implementation of tech and applying it to our practice is actually pretty straightforward from my perspective and not that bad. If I need to automate something, I can pretty much do it the same day. Or if I need to, create this automatic document, it takes me like 30 minutes. It's getting the people to actually adopt the technology in my firm after I build something and being able to explain it to them in a way that they understand. That's my main struggle, and that's what takes the most amount of time for me. Um, so, I can build this great tool that automatically sends emails to people for 52 weeks until they decide to sign with us, giving them important information about their case, like, immigration news or personal injury cases or like examples of cases. All that can be automated, but then I have to explain it to my intake team and be like, hey, there's a drip campaign happening where this client is getting this information. So all you have to really do is call them and just ask them about the information that we've been giving them and see if they have any more questions. And then that problem of me explaining what a drip campaign is, why the client already has all that info, and why they're not going so in depth with them, my intake team, is kind of like the divide that I have to meet. And then that applies to everything. So my immigration department, personal injury department, workers' comp department, marketing, medical records, intake, phones. I think that's all the departments. Um, all of them are very good at. All of them are very. It struggle. I struggle a bit with them explaining the tech. So
You wear a lot of hats, I see. You're very busy.
yeah, yeah.
So, if time and money were not a constraint at all, what's one big problem in the business that you would solve just right now, like immediately?
Wow, that's. I guess if. Hmm, wow, that's a tough question. If time and money weren't a thing, I guess I don't know. We would go all in into marketing. We wouldn't worry about ROI when it comes to marketing, and just utilize AI as much as we can in all aspects of every part of the practice. We'd hire technology consultants to help us integrate it, and bridge that divide that I just complained about earlier with you about being able to explain it to people. Um, yeah, and I honestly don't think I'd be replacing anybody's jobs. If anything, I'd be the more we utilize tech, the more we utilize AI, the more time people save, and so that they can spend on. And this is just the nature of being a lawyer and an advocate for other people. It's the time you spend with the client and you talk with them. So I don't think there's a situation in which AI can completely replace the human aspect of it. And if the AI can help streamline, if I had infinite money and time, I would focus all of it on streamlining all of the administrative processes or the non-client facing work that needs to be done that nobody sees, so that all of our attorneys and paralegals can focus on the clients.
Great. Well, I know for the past few years, ADA compliance with website accessibility has been kind of a hot topic. How are you guys approaching that?
Well, we have a short and long is that we have our own website consultant, and then we have our own ADA consultant as well. So we make sure that our website itself is ADA accessible. Beyond that, we don't, in terms of our like digital footprint, beyond just like forms that need to be filled out, etc. There are plugins that are available that automatically make your whatever you put on the internet ADA compliant. So we were able to actually bridge that gap with that. which I hope is effectively working.
I'm sure it is. That's great. So, what are your plans for 2026?
Sorry, I think it disconnected for a second.
That's okay. I was asking, what are your plans for 2026?
Well, we have a lot of exciting plans in 2026. We're not opening any new practice areas, so to speak, but we are negotiating certain contracts with new influencers, which is a form of marketing that we have. We are bringing on a new head of department for personal injury who's worked at one of the largest firms in America and is coming in to help us really streamline our litigation aspect of our personal injury cases. So we're going to have somebody really going in there to run our cases all the way to trial to really maximize value. On the immigration side, we have a bunch of emerging leaders that we've been planting the seeds for so far. In 2026, I'm very excited to see how they grow and scale their businesses as well. Um, there's a bond department, there's a business department on top of the general removal department and the SIDGE department, the special immigrant juvenile department. And these are all sub departments inside of immigration that each have their own burgeoning leaders that I'm very excited to help. Run them through how to be a leader, how to manage others, and scale their own individual mini businesses inside of immigration.
That's great. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. I bet it goes great.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the people listening who want to check out Brooks Law Firm, where can they go if they want to find you?
Yeah, our website's pretty easy to find. It's brookslawfirm.com. You can follow us on Instagram as well. It's Brooks Law PC. Um, and our TikTok, I believe, is the same handle too. If you just go on our website, it'll have links to everything else. If you ever so happen to run into one of us at a networking event, we have these cool cards where if you like ping it with our card, it will automatically give you everything. So like my phone number, my email, our Instagram, our TikTok, all our social media, and the website on top. It might actually have. I don't know if this is a little unorthodox, but on the back of the card, we have a QR code. So if your listeners are watching, if they scan this QR code here, that will give them access to all of our socials in one streamlined page.
That's awesome. I want one of those cards. I do. Well, thank you, Albert. I will make sure to add some links to the description. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor. Take care.